Hello, everybody. This is Jonathan Imbody, the writer, director, creator of Gray Matter. Welcome. Happy Halloween. This little minisode I'm recording because I have a lot of announcements and a lot of thank yous to give after this first year of Gray Matter. So right off the bat, I just want to say, if you have listened to the show, if you've reviewed the show, if you have commented nice things on any of the social media posts about it, thank you so much. Your overwhelming support for this show has meant the world to me in ways I cannot describe. I pass along all of your compliments to whoever they're about. So the cast, the crew, they hear the nice things you say about them. It really means a lot to all of us. We really appreciate it. And obviously, keep that shit coming because that sustains us. All the nice things you say, all the nice reviews you leave. Please keep leaving reviews. Keep doing 5-star ratings on Spotify. Keep leaving reviews on Apple Podcasts. That will help us get to a bigger audience. And of course, share this show with your friends. If you have other people in your life that you think would enjoy this, then please tell them about it. To that end, I've got a couple of very exciting announcements to get to before I then just promote a bunch of stuff and thank literally everyone imaginable for supporting us in this first year. So, first I wanted to say, as of this episode coming out, we are opening a Patreon. So if you'd like to support us, we just have one tier. It's a $5 tier, $5 a month. It's got some cool stuff, but there will be more added as we go. But right now, what it has is basically behind-the-scenes commentaries. So I and other members of the Gray Matter crew have recorded these little, about 45 minutes-ish, depending on half an hour to 45 minutes, little episodes talking about the episodes of the show, talking about the behind-the-scenes stuff. I'm going to play you a sample of the first one of those later on in this minisode of me and Sam Hunt, who does all our music and has acted in the show, talking about Room to Grow In. So you'll get some of that. It'll be a nice little clip about the some of the origins of Gray Matter. So that'll be kind of fun to share with you guys. But there's 3 of those creator commentaries live on Patreon right now. Please support us if you feel like you can. If you don't feel like you can financially, I totally understand. Then, leave us a review or something. But, I don't want anybody to feel pressured to join the Patreon just because we have it. I want this show to be available for free for everybody that wants it. I think art is too important to hide. So regardless, if you can contribute, please, we really appreciate it. If you can't, just keep listening. That means as much to me as anybody that gives money. But to that end, we have heard your requests. Everybody has been talking about the wonderful art done by John Michael Marinell for all of our episodes. I talk about it constantly. Everybody seems to love it. It's wonderful art. It's so cool. And to that end, we are also opening, as of today, it will be live, a TeePublic store where you can get t-shirts of all of the episode posters. You can get t-shirts of the Gray Matter logo, one with a background and one without the kind of star background. Either way, whatever your favorite episode is, you can wear it on a shirt now. It's the coolest shit ever in the world, and I'm very excited about it. So I will have links to that and to the Patreon in the episode description here. I am so excited to do t-shirts of the show. All of these designs are so cool. I was just talking with Marinell about it last night, and it's so exciting. Anyway, sorry. I'll stop gushing over my own stupid bullshit. But I also wanted to tell you guys about one more really exciting thing. If you guys listened to our most recent episode, Red Death, then at the end of that episode, you will have heard a song called Fade to Gray, which is a song that was done and sang by Sam Hunt, the aforementioned Sam Hunt, who is our usual music person. But she also has a whole other venture as a singer-songwriter, and she has released Fade to Gray as a single on her Spotify page. It's available right now. I will have the link for you guys in the description of this podcast episode. While you're there, also check out, she also just released a single on the same day she put out Fade to Gray called Hello Again. Check out both of those. Very exciting stuff. Listen to Fade to Gray over and over and over and over. Just ruin Spotify. Ruin your entire Spotify algorithm just listening to that one Gray Matter related song. Anyway, yeah. So I also just had a couple little things that I wanted to promote while I'm talking to you guys out of character, as it were, because I don't do this all that often. So some of you know and some of you don't. I'm also a short story author. Recently, I had a short story published in a collection called Eldritch Investigations. there's a long history in weird fiction of occult detectives. My story in Eldritch Investigations is about the William Hope Hodgson character, Carnacki the Ghost Finder, who's kind of an early precursor to like X-Files and Scooby-Doo in a lot of ways, because a lot of his cases turn out to be hoaxes, not just genuine weird supernatural bullshit. So it adds this really fun element where you don't quite kind of know what's going on as the story goes. But check that out, Eldritch Investigations. It's phenomenal. Every story in that collection is an occult detective encountering something from Lovecraft's work. So one form of Lovecraft beastie or another. It is very exciting. I'm super honored to have been included in it. So again, thank you to Tim Mendes for including me in that. Tim's a great guy. Fantastic all around Lovecraftian creator. So yeah, please check that shit out. There will be a link to that also in the description of this. So I also then wanted to promote, so if any of you guys follow us on social media, then you will probably have already seen this, but I was also a guest on a podcast called Cast of Cthulhu, which talks about H.P. Lovecraft works. I was on an episode talking about the 90s movie Necronomicon Book of Dead, which is an anthology film adapting some Lovecraft short stories. I had a blast recording that episode. Thank you to Jim and James for having me on. I love your show. I listen to it all the time, and it was a real thrill for me to be able to pop onto the show and chat with you guys about some weird shit. So if you guys have not seen that, there will also be a link to that in the podcast description. You know how this works by now. Everything I'm going to bring up, there will be a link. So I also am very excited to announce it's out now as of the release of this episode. The latest episode of the audio drama Your Horror Show has cameos from me and also Robbie from the show Ghost Wax, if anyone listens to that, as well as Josh Rubin from College Humor, Dropout, like all that kind of stuff, the director of Werewolves Within, which is super exciting. I didn't get to interact with him at all. It was for different segments in the Your Horror Show episode, but that's a real thrill to be able to say that I was in a thing that Josh Rubin was in. But either way, please check out the newest episode of Your Horror Show. Just in general, if you're not listening to Your Horror Show or to Ghost Wax, I don't know what you're doing. Those are great audio dramas. If you listen to this show, you will like those shows. Please check those out. There will also be links in the description. And also as part of this little mini-sode, I'm also going to play the promos for Your Horror Show and for Ghost Wax right now for you, so you get kind of a sampling of what the vibe of the show is. So, first, here is the trailer for Your Horror Show.
If you've stumbled onto this station, don't attempt to adjust your device. My name is Mr. Graves, and I'll be your gateway to the sounds of the macabre.
Get back or I'll shoot!
I did what I had to do.
Every 2 weeks, we'll have new terror-filled tales that will have you afraid to turn the lights off.
Not too many folks want to stay somewhere that someone was found dead.
I wanted to scream, but I knew I couldn't.
What was that?
Jeffries isn't here.
Join me in our cast of victims for the scariest program of your life, Your Horror Show, premiering July 25th on all podcast platforms. Listen if you dare.
All right. Yes, listen to Your Horror Show. It's fantastic. And here is the promo for Ghost Wax.
Can you hear me? Good to have you back with us. I hope you don't mind that I am recording for investigative notes. It's a wax cylinder, the only thing we've found that can pick up the voices of people in your condition. My name is Owen von Sid. I am a reclaimer. Do you know what that means? No? Well, I am sorry to inform you that you didn't make it. Please try to remain calm. The worst is over. Nothing can hurt you, not ever again. But the thing that did this to you, it is still out there. That is what we do. I wake unfortunate souls, such as yourself, hear their stories, then my associates and I see to it that whoever or whatever did this to you is dealt with. Now, let's begin. When you are ready, tell me, how did you die?
Ghost Wax is an anthology horror podcast from Far and Tall Tales Productions. New episodes releasing weekly. Look for us wherever you get your podcasts.
All right. So it was super cool to collaborate with those guys. It was really nice just kind of talking shop for a while after we had recorded the parts that we did in those episodes or in that episode. And it was a real thrill to just chat with other audio drama creators and just kind of compare notes. It was really thrilling and nice. So I also have a couple other little promo pieces of stuff that I'm not directly connected to, but other stuff that I wanted to promote while I'm doing this little promotional minisode. So I wanted to tell you about Sam Hunt, who's been mentioned a couple of times, and you'll hear from in a little bit in our little preview of our creator commentaries in just a minute. But she just recently opened a sticker store on Etsy. There's a bunch of different designs. They're all super cool. She's got, particularly, there's ones that are like trainer hands holding Pokeballs that are, the design on them is so cool. I'm going to cover everything I own in Sam stickers. They're all cool. So please check that out. Support her over there. The shop is called A Court of Corgis and Ravens. It's wonderful. Check that out. Buy some stickers. It's all very cool. I also wanted to mention a friend of the show, well, a friend of mine, Seb Godet, who is an independent filmmaker from up in Canada. 3 of his very micro-budget movies are on YouTube for free for the month of October. So check those out. There will be a link in the description. They are the good kind of low budget, if you know what I mean. They are delightful. They are charming. I just watched his movie Slimoids a little bit ago, and it's wonderful. It's delightful. So if you like very low budget, less than micro budget, what I guess people would call Z horror, but I don't mean it in a derogatory way, check out those. I'm very excited that those are all up for free for the month of October. And I think it's a really good way to get yourself in the Halloween spirit. I'll tell you what. But anyway, that will do it for all of our plugs, which is crazy to say because of the amount of them. But right now I'm going to play you a clip from our creator commentaries from Patreon. So if you listen to this clip and you want more, head over to the Patreon page, subscribe, $5 a month. You'll have access to the first 3 of these creator commentaries instantly. And also, if you want our art on t-shirts, go over to the TeePublic page. Check those out, buy those, support our artist, because John Michael Marinell has been doing this just as a favor to me because he and I are friends. So please support him, support all of us. We would love your support. This is something that we do out of passion, but it would be great to be able to at least make up for some of the money that we've put in, the money and time that we've put into it. But here is a clip from our first creator commentary of Sam Hunt and I talking about the origins of gray matter. Here we go. I was doing for a while a podcast called X Meets Y. Some of you might be listeners to that show too. If you're not, don't feel like you gotta. I'm not pressuring you to go back and listen. Some of it's fun.
Go watch all of them.
So that show, you were a guest on that. Jeff, our editor for Gray Matter, was a guest on that.
Yep.
And either way, like Jeff and I have known each other since college. We worked together on a couple of short films, and we've kind of always worked together ever since. He and I are basically the entirety of Word Search Media as a company, quote unquote.
The Founding Fathers.
The Founding Fathers. That's what I've always thought of us as. The Founding Fathers. Yes.
The Founding Fathers of Slime.
That's actually pretty good. All right, that's not bad. If I ever print up a business card, I might put Founding Father of Slime on it.
Please do.
That's not bad.
Only if the font is like melting too, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have to, right? But not like chiller font. It's got to be like a custom. Never mind.
We're getting off topic.
We're not getting into this. Either way, so Jeff and I had known each other for a long time before even X Meets Y or any of that stuff. And basically through the process of doing X Meets Y, there was a time where Jeff talked to me and he and I were hanging out and he said, I've got a friend who wants to do a horror podcast. He wants to do stuff like what Q Code is doing, which is the people that do like the Left Right Game, Baraska, like a bunch of very popular, really, really well-produced audio drama stuff. So as it was, there was a small podcasting network that this guy was connected to. So I had Jeff set us up for a very casual meeting. So the 3 of us sat down, basically, I basically said, I've got a bunch of short stories that I have published. I've got a bunch more that haven't been published. So if we're going to do like one ongoing story, that's not really something I'm all that interested in. Like I listen to a lot of those shows and I like those shows, but that's not the kind of storytelling that I'm doing. I get bored very easily, so I kind of want to do whatever weirdest shit I can find is.
Need some variety.
Yes, and I love horror anthologies. Like I've always loved Twilight Zone and Outer Limits.
Yes.
Every horror anthology is great.
You definitely
Creep Show, like there's
bring
so many.
those vibes for sure.
Yes, 100%. So I basically just said, like, I've got all these short stories. I can adapt these pretty easily to audio, and then I can write original stuff for it. If I can come up with a framing device. Like in that meeting, I was literally like, okay, it's a video show, it's a video store, and there's tapes, and the tapes are the stories. And we say they're true stories because it's like the material of a brain that is pressed into the VHS tape. And you have some loose lore stuff of that you can kind of explore through the framing device, whatever. But you have like a video clerk, an excitable Quentin Tarantino working at a video store type guy who just goes off, explains the video, like, because for anybody that did not grow up in the era of the video store, there was like a whole cottage industry of just people that worked at video stores that you would just come in and be like, hey, I really liked these things. What do you think I should watch next?
Yeah.
And there were those people like Quentin Tarantino that would just go off and be like, if you like that, then you should watch this. If you like this,
definitely check
do
out
that.
this.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and there was something so like, there was a real hominess to those kinds of, like, to the stores at that time for that reason.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to kind of port that feeling over because I feel like there is, in the age of streaming, there's a lack of personality in the way that the content is delivered to you.
For sure.
Like, I think it's even gotten worse recently, like, from when HBO Max became just Max. Just in the way that they, just in the change in the way that they format the content, it has gotten significantly worse of an experience. Like they have, now you're scrolling through Max and it's like, oh, do you want to watch something from Turner Classic Movies? Do you want to watch like The Maltese Falcon, like one of the greatest films ever made? Or would you like to watch Dr. Pimple Popper? And it feels terrible.
Yeah.
And walking through a video store, like you have this feeling like, there is just that thing of walking through a store and seeing all the art on the shelves and just being like, whatever I get, it's going to be weird.
Yeah.
It's going to be a crazy experience. Like you see, I as a kid always picked out the weirdest art in the video store as the thing I wanted to watch because that's what is life.
Yeah, what catches your eye.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Either way, there's a real impersonality to the way that media is delivered now, and I really wanted to get out of that and deliver a show that's kind of boutique-y. But anyway, back to the actual thing I was saying when I started this total thing. At that meeting, basically, I laid that out. I said, I got these short story ideas. I've got a ton more ideas. I can just keep doing this forever. Just wind me up and watch me go.
Just unleash me.
Yeah. So the three of us were basically like, great, let's do it. And that meeting was February of 2020. All right, left you on a little cliffhanger there. So you'll have to head over to the Patreon to check out the rest of that. But that's all the promotion I have. I'm just gonna thank everybody now, as many people as whose names I can remember. So I just wanted to say, obviously, to all of you in the audience, all of you listening out there, thank you so much for all of your support. It means the absolute world to me. I cannot describe how absolutely wonderful and joyful it is every time we release an episode. You guys are amazing. So keep listening. We'll keep making it. This show will exist as long as I exist, as far as I'm concerned. There will probably come a time where I get burnt out and that's not true anymore. But I will keep making this as long as I am able. And I hope that you'll join me on this adventure going forward. So thank you to all of you guys out there listening. Thank you to the crew of Gray Matter. Thank you to Jeffrey Lavin, our wonderful editor. You will hear from him on one of the creator commentaries if you go to the Patreon. Thank you to Sam Hunt, all of our music, an incredible actress, truly a joy to work with, one of my best friends. Thank you to John Michael Marinell, wonderful artist, has sold the aesthetic of Gray Matter more than any other contributor to this project. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. Thank you for trusting me with your art and your talent. I cannot express how much it means to me. Thank you to Andrea, my lovely wife, for supporting me through all of these recording sessions and all of the chaos that comes with doing a show like this. Thank you to, oh God, there's so many actors. Oh shit. Oh God. Okay. Thank you to I'm just gonna scattershot these. So nobody read into the order of this. Thank you to Justin Pope, Mark Bogomol, Eric Miller, Charleston Harvey, Oriana Quinn, Sam Hunt again. Thank you to Andy Rich. Thank you to Scott W. Hill. Thank you to Robert Tasner. Thank you to Jay Watts. And thank you to Heather Dunham, who's just joined our team for just this last episode of this year, but she will be back in some more. Thank you guys all so much. I cannot describe how much it means to me that you guys have trusted me with your talents as actors. It has been an absolute joy to work with all of you. I really cannot describe how rewarding this entire project has been. So thank you guys so much. Obviously, thank you to Ryan from Your Horror Show. Thank you to Robbie from Ghost Wax. Thank you to Jim and James from the cast of Cthulhu. All right, so obviously any thanks is going to be woefully incomplete. There are so many people to thank. Thank you all. I'm sorry if I forgot you. You guys are the best. But either way, I'm just going to leave you guys with a couple of thoughts, and then I'm going to read you one of my favorite poems. So first, I just wanted to say, if you're out there listening and you have some big project that you've been putting off doing and you listen to something like this and you go like, oh man, I just don't know how anybody can do this. I just want to leave you with these words of encouragement. You can do this too. I'm just some guy. I just did this. I just got lucky enough to have a lot of talented friends. I made a lot more talented friends and connections through this project. Start that ball rolling. Whatever it is, take that first step. Journey of 1,000 miles and all that bullshit. But either way, truly, don't let anybody tell you, even yourself, that you can't do the thing that you want to do. So to that end, I'm going to read you guys one of my favorite poems, if not my favorite, from Rudyard Kipling, of all people. This is a poem called If. I find it very inspirational. There's a little gendered language in it, so please just ignore that, because I'm not talking specifically to men, but Rudyard Kipling was, because Rudyard Kipling was an asshole. But either way, he was a wonderful poet. So I'm going to read you his poem called If. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise, if you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build 'em up with worn-out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you, except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And, which is more, you'll be a man, my son. So let me just leave you with those centuries-old words of encouragement. Whatever it is you think you can't do, I assure you, you can. If I can, you can. Thank you guys again for supporting us through this first year of Gray Matter. Let me just tell you, it's not going to slow down. It's not going to stop. We're just getting started. We've got some crazy shit planned for the next year, and I cannot wait for you guys to find out what it is. So I will see you guys in the next episode, back in character as the clerk. But for now, I just want to say I love y'all. Thank you guys so much for listening. And just remember, everything is horribly, brutally possible. See you guys next time.